Week 7 had a lot of surprising outcomes as we had the Patriots losing Foxborough to the Bears, and then a Carolina Panthers team who seemed destined for the first pick overall steal one. Not even steal one. They utterly decimated a very disheveled Buccaneers team. But enough about Week 7. We're on to Week 8, and we're going to be looking at my Week 8 power rankings and predictions for the NFL. What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content as always. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. And let's go ahead and get it started with my bottom feeders in the NFL. And we got now a new last place team in the Detroit Lions, as I thought this was going to be the Panthers spot forever. But man, going into the bye, Detroit looked like hot dog water. See, I can't even get it out. I'm choking. But now after the bye, they look like they're bad. They're bad. I don't know. Like some of y'all Detroit fans y'all thought Goff was the answer, man. Y'all played yourselves, just straight up. But yeah, no, this Detroit team, man, it won't surprise me if they end up cleaning house, man. It really does. Like, and I love Dan Campbell. I mean, at the very least, you know, I think this team's gonna move on from Aaron. Is it Aaron Glenn? Who do they have? Who do they have as DC? Why do I think Aaron Glenn sounds right? Detroit, DC. I probably should put NFL. Aaron Glenn. I thought so. I was like, thought I had that right. But yeah, I think at the very least he's probably out. But yeah, Detroit, I mean, at this point, at least you know you're going to get a quarterback first overall. So good on y'all. Texans, they keep losing, is what it is. It was going to be hard to stop the Raiders. The Raiders, they kind of need victories at this point if they're going to keep pace in the AFC just to be a wild card team. So Texans, they're going to be competitive to some extent in games, but we know this team's destined for a top 5, top 3 pick. But Carolina Panthers, good on y'all. PJ Walker, XFL MVP himself, getting the victory here. A strong run game that they just traded Christian McCaffrey, mind you, but Dante Foreman and Chuba Hubbard just leading the ground game, and now the defense doesn't even look good for the Buccaneers. The offense it's not sinking right now, and I mean, I guess we could talk all that hot trash about the Bucs later on, but no, man, Panthers, they're not going to get many wins this year, but that one I did not think was gonna happen. Shoot, when we get to my predictions, man, I took the Bucs at 10.5. Oh, look at me, so foolish now. Steelers, they lost again to my Dolphins. Fins up, baby, fins up. But you know, Kenny Pickett, he's not near. If you're just looking at the stats, you thinking he's playing bad football. Really not, man. 7 picks on the year, yeah, but really he's only had 3 turnover-worthy plays. A lot of the picks, like if you go to like his first game where he had 3 picks, one was on a Hail Mary, the other were results of tipped balls. So it's like not a lot of this is his fault, but yeah, this team's just not like, honestly, they looked a lot better Sunday night, but still a long way to go, man. I really do think they're gonna be picking in the top 10. The Cleveland Browns, so much for being able to kind of mitigate the damage until Deshaun Watson gets back, because I don't think this team's gonna be in playoff contention by the time that happens. So yeah, they're finding themselves here on this list. The New Orleans Saints are big fallers as well for me, as this team they're not healthy. Finally, the Andy Dalton comeback story, it died in Arizona. You had the beautiful shot of the pick 6 of Marco Wilson doing this nice leap into the end zone with Andy Dalton not even looking that way and already knowing the outcome, just looking at the sideline like, oh my gosh, why do I still play football? But man, as soon as this team get healthy, and it's not even that, like a lot of their best players aren't playing good football this year, unfortunately. So I mean, I guess they luck out that Tampa's done so terrible, but and they find themselves still, I guess, technically alive in the NFC South. But I mean, you could also say that about the Panthers at this point. Colts, honestly, I might drop them. I think this might be a free fall for the Colts, as it sounds like they want to go with Sam Ellinger the rest of the season. And listen, I'm not a believer in Sam Ellinger, man. I wasn't that high on him as a draft prospect. I like what he did in Texas, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, I thought he was just a really good college quarterback. And now, this is their words, supposedly might start the rest of the season. Kind of sounds like you're taking it at this point, because this also is a call by management, by Irsay, not by Frank Reich. So this does feel like, you know what, let's just take it, get our quarterback. So, woof. Broncos, man, you got to feel like the Broncos will turn around eventually. Didn't expect them to win this week against the Jets with Russ sitting out. I don't know. Somehow this offense needs to turn the corner at some point, right? But until then, they're looking like a bottom feed-in team, and Philadelphia or Seattle's feeling great. They're feeling great about it, and we'll talk about Seattle a little later. On to the next slew of teams, Jacksonville Jaguars. They take the L this week, though the ground game looked good. They played a good game against the indestructible New York Giants. And you know what, man, Travis Etienne, he lit it up. They just moved on from James Robinson. He's going on his way to New York and the Jets, as they are dealing with injuries. But Travis Etienne, he came alive. I mean, maybe this is a sign of better things to come. Still, you got Trevor Lawrence is still that feast or famine type of guy. So yeah, they're gonna be hovering around this bottom tier of the list. You know, after the early season hype, it's kind of worn off. Patriots, you lost at Foxborough. You benched Mac Jones after 2 drives after he threw the pick. The fans erupted when Bailey Zappi hit the field, and it didn't make a difference. I mean, yeah, you had 14 unanswered points, but that was about it. Then you went out and goose egged in the second half, and yeah, no, this Patriots team looks like they're in trouble. It really does, especially a team that really wants to commit to stopping the run. Seems like they're gonna have their way if they any defense is gonna have their way with the Patriots if they could just do that. So it's a bit unfortunate. The Bears, they move up 8 spots here because I didn't expect them to win that game. That was one of my bad calls last week, I guess. One of my bad predictions, but I mean it was one probably everyone would be behind. But I still don't feel like this Bears team is good, but it's nice to at least see a bit more trust in Justin Fields and letting him go out and play football. They did have 3 fumbles on the night. Luckily, none of them became turnovers. But still, I feel a bit cautious when it comes to the Bears. But they have 3 wins at this point. Washington, they're only ahead of the Bears because they beat the Bears last Thursday. Then again, I also feel a bit better about the talent surrounding Taylor Heineke currently. Taylor Heineke, because we know Wentz comes back in 3 weeks, but does he? I don't know. Does Heineke keep the job? But no, impressive win against the Packers, who are just spiraling out of control. Not even spiraling. They've just been very mad this whole year, and we'll talk about them when we get there. But Washington honestly looks like I don't think they're going to be contenders, playoff contenders this season, but they're at least going to be fun to watch, man. Heineke, man, that dude's a gunslinger. Falcons, they take a tough L against the Bengals. Kind of expected. Bengals just had the day on them. There was one case where on the big, long Tyler Boyd touchdown, you had, I forgot who was playing safety back there, but he just slipped, fell, led to the easy, long tutty. But overall, I'm still encouraged with this Falcons team. Even though they did take an L, I do think the Bengals are an exceptionally good team, but it is what it is. I'm still feeling encouraged about what I've seen from the Falcons compared to where I thought they would be. Raiders got a much-needed victory. This is a team that really wants to run the football and have that open up the passing game for Derek Carr. Defense is still a ways away, but this was a good step in the right direction to contend for a playoff spot in the AFC. And then Cardinals, man, they didn't exactly look much better with D-Hop, and keep in mind the Saints aren't exactly world beaters at this point. But I feel it's got to feel good that the division they're currently in it feels a bit up for grabs with the Seahawks, Rams, and Niners. They definitely feel like the least of those three teams, but at least there's encouraging signs there of life with the offense a little bit, and especially the defense. Defense really needed a showing like that. And then the Packers, listen, something needs to click. This defense is underperforming by a country mile. They're not getting a lot of pressure. The secondary isn't playing all that well. Even changing up a lot of what they did in coverage this game, as they were typically really like a zone heavy team. They this week they went to more man coverage concepts. Not that it really mattered, but it is what it is. We saw a bit more blitzing too. You got to be encouraged by that. But the offense still looks like hot garbage. They were 0-7 on third and fourth down opportunities. Their refusal on short yardage downs to lean on A.J. Dillon, like A.J. Dillon's just been a ghost, is remarkable. Their best receiver currently is Aaron Jones, in all honesty. So, yeah, man, the Packers, I don't know, man. Maybe make a move for one of these receivers that could be available at on the trading block, whether it's a Brandon Cook, Claypool. Make a move. On to the better half of the NFL. We got the Chargers being actually my biggest fallers. And listen, this is a team that's dealing with a lot of injuries. Even Keenan Allen, he was in and out of the game. We had Mike Williams go down in this game. I know the injuries they had coming into this game. J.C. Carter was carted off the field this past game. So, the injury bug just keeps hitting the Chargers. And on top of that, they're just very uninspiring on offense. A lot of dunking and diming and not really taking advantage of your quarterback's his strength is it's that strong arm that can push the ball downfield, but they don't really have ideal separators downfield at the current moment. And they take the L to the Seahawks this week. So it's in a very hotly contested AFC, especially in their division, straight up, man, we thought this division, this AFC West was going to be a lot better. And we've already covered every team that's not the Chiefs. Every team that's not the Chiefs are 16 or below on my power rankings. We have the Raiders at 19 and then the Broncos at 25. A lot of underperforming going on in the AFC West if you're not the Chiefs. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Broncos, Chargers, they got some stuff to figure out, especially with the injuries popping up. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, listen, I'm never going to bet against Tom Brady to turn the ship around here, but this team is just deflated, man. Isn't that ironic, Tom Brady? Your team's deflated. It's Deflategate coming back to haunt you, bud. But they really are, man. I mean, Mike Evans dropping an easy tutty, and you losing to the Panthers, something needs to change now. The defense can't even help save them. This defense has been having a tough time getting to the passer. The coverage is struggled because, they're not getting pressure. So, you leave those guys on an island long enough, someone's going to be open. And this run defense isn't nearly as good as once advertised. Vita Vea is not playing to the level that we're accustomed to. Devin White is just terrible at tracking ball carriers down. He's just overrunning tackles a ton. It's just a mess currently in Tampa. The Rams, they had the week off, so we didn't move them. Not much to talk about there. Seahawks, big movers on the list, might be outside of the Bears and Washington with those bottom teams. Looks like there might be a lot of shuffling, but they're the biggest movers to today, this offense is just fun to watch. Even with DK down, man, they found ways to get it done. Lockett and Goodwin led the charge. Kenneth Walker looks phenomenal. Holy freaking moly, Kenneth Walker just looks like a stud. And they're getting great play out of their rookies. Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas are playing really good football. You go to the defensive side, Tariq Woolen. I know the defense isn't all that great, but Tariq Woolen's playing real good football. Kobe Bryant's been really good, or been at least real solid. So, yeah, I'm feeling better about the Seahawks, and there's a chance, man, they could maybe take the NFC West crown. And then the Miami Dolphins, they're undefeated with Tua. If Tua doesn't go down, man, we could be talking a different story when it comes to this Dolphins teams. Don't you tell me like, oh, the Dolphins are ranked too high. Undefeated without Tua. This team, and I know it wasn't pretty this just Sunday, but like, it is what it is, man. They got the playmakers. They got the horses to get it done. So, yeah, man, I'm feeling better about this Dolphins team. The Jets, man, I'm hesitant to move them up a ton just because I'm not inspired by Zach Wilson's play. And they took 2 really big hits with Elijah Vera Tucker and then Breece Hall being out for the season. That just sucks. They may have you may have traded for James Robinson, but that's not even like, you're not even plugging the hole at that point, because now the offensive line just taking a massive hit there with Elijah Vera Tucker, easily their best offensive lineman. It's just real sad. So we're just going to have to monitor that going forward for the Jets. San Fran, they lose to the Chiefs. Not surprised they lost the Chiefs, but man, this defense really did end up looking silly. After they went out to that 10-0 lead against the Chiefs, it was all downhill. The Chiefs just ran over this really good defense. Another team that's been plagued by injuries, though Nick Bosa was in this game, and Nick Bosa had really an off game. Really, like, I think he was called for back-to-back neutral zone infractions. Kind of wild. And you kind of know what you got with Jimmy G, man. Like, he's going to get it out to the playmakers, and that's about it, man. That's about it. Tennessee Titans, they play hard for Mike Vrabel. They really do. Like, they're just getting it done, man. They're playing better football, and really they run the AFC South. No one's contesting with them. I just talked all that mad crap about the AFC West. Go and look at the AFC South, and where's the next highest team on here? It's at 24 with the Jacksonville Jaguars, because we got the Colts at 26. And then the Texans at 31. This is their division, and they've already done a lot of the cleaning at this point with 2 wins over the Colts, and such. So it's like, yeah, Tennessee, man. I'm not saying put it on cruise control just yet, but it is looking like the easiest division of football right now. But the NFC East suddenly got real good, as the lowest team on this list for the AFC East is the Washington Commanders at 21, but everyone else is in the top 8 here. Dallas Cowboys, man, Dak's back, and it didn't all look good. It didn't all look smooth, but you got an exceptionally good, let's call it great defense there. You have generational at this point. Micah Parsons, just like, you gotta love it. Cincinnati Bengals, they're a spot ahead, and I saw this last week. Like, oh, look at this guy. Oh, Dallas beat the Bengals, and he's got Bengals ahead of Dallas, and it's like, yeah, they're playing better football. Like, come on, my dude, this offense has turned a corner. We're seeing more shotgun. We're seeing more, hey, let Joe cook, especially on early downs. This was their biggest struggle at the beginning of the year, was that, hey, you knew they were going to run it on first down, get like 2 or 3 yards because they haven't been effective running the football, and they would just put themselves in holes. The offense hasn't been like that the last couple of weeks. Joe Burrow is playing phenomenal football right now. Yeah, I think they're a better team than the Cowboys. Sorry, not sorry. You beat them in overtime. Oh, but we had Cooper Rush. Oh, how's Dak look this year? I know he's been hurt, but the 2 games he's played, it's not all that encouraging. Let's be honest. Even before the injury, the Bucs defense looked unstoppable then, and look at them now. It's like, come on, man, come on. Ugh, I get going to bat for your team. I'm not hating on Dallas. I got him here at 8, but like, come on, man. I got the Ravens. They're just a tick ahead of the Bengals. They had the tough, gritty win there against the Browns. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a duel for that AFC North crown right there. That's the duel there. Bengals, Ravens. Ravens got to win over the Bengals. We'll see what happens when they face one another in the future. Vikings, they move up a spot. I don't think they played this week. They had the week off, correct? Yes, they did. They move up a spot because a lot of the teams that I had ahead of them lost. It's kind of how it happens. I think it was the Chargers I had ahead of them. Man, Chargers. Whew. But yeah, Vikings, I mean, right now they're in control of the NFC North. They really are. So like, I don't know, can they do it, or will they self-destruct in the second half of the season like we know they like to do? But currently, got them here at 5. Giants, they keep getting it done. Yeah, they're not doing it against powerhouses, but they play everyone exceptionally tough. Doesn't matter if you're the Cowboys, if you're the Jaguars, if you're the Ravens, or if you're the Titans, or if you're like, they play everybody close. This team just is exceptionally well coached, from Brian DeBall on offense, with Kafka or Martindale on defense. This team is just good. So I got all these teams in similar tiers, though I am hesitant to say that I think I would put the Ravens and Bengals over the Vikings and Giants, just because I think they're more talented teams. But I don't know. We'll see. And then we got the same 3. These are the best teams in the NFL right now. Literally, I don't care. The rest of the NFL is just a big question mark at this point. It's like, I don't know what to think. We just saw the Bears beat the Patriots. We just saw the Panthers beat the Bucs by freaking 18. Like, I don't know what to think about. Like, what to think about this NFL at this point. Outside of the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Bills, they're the best teams in the league. They got arguably, I would say the Chiefs and the Bills got the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts is playing exceptionally good football. The defenses for teams like the Bills, pass rush is insane. The defense for the Eagles, that secondary is nuts. And for the Chiefs, it's like, we can make stops here and there. But their offense is so good, it'll keep them in games. So it's like, I don't see these 3 changing anytime soon. Kind of is what it is. But let me know what you think about the power rankings in the comment section below. And let's move on to my predictions for week 8. Starting with, let's first give a shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for being a sponsor. If you use promo code Broshmo when you sign up, they'll hook you up and they help the channel out too. So if you want to support the channel and you know how to bet responsibly, go ahead, check out Underdog Fantasy. They do weekly fantasy football leagues. They do college pick'ems, player props, and it's all not just for the NFL either. But let's go ahead, get into these rankings. You can see how I did last week, and I'll tell you, like, the games I goofed on were obviously the Buccaneers, Panthers. Let me run through this real quick. Oh, Patriots, Bears. That was a goof. And then I think I said Packers money line. That was a bad one on my part. It is what it is. I expected those teams to do better. I think I said Chargers money line as well. So those were a couple of my goofs. Though Straight up, over-under has been looking a lot better. And you know why? Because I've been taking the under, dude. The under's been hitting like crazy. Like, you'll know what games, like, you know what, I could see the over in this case. You know what games those are going to be. You know what games those are going to be. So, let's see how we do this week as we start Thursday Night Football with the freaking struggling Buccaneers versus the Ravens. Though the Ravens, it's not exactly like offensively, they're kind of weird as well. Like, it's not like Lamar's playing world-beating football. On top of that, like, they got the run game just so vital to the Ravens, and they're right now doing it with like 3 different backs, and on top of that, they have Lamar Jackson, the best running quarterback in the game. Right now, they are 1.5-point favorites over the Buccaneers, and I think I would take the spread on that. It's 1.5, so I feel good about that. 45 over under. With man, seeing the Bucks just put on 3 to the Panthers, I think we're going the under. And you know what? The under has been way more right this year. So let's go with the under. On to the Sunday slate of games. We're going to start with the Broncos versus the Jaguars. Jaguars are 3-point favorites. Give me the Broncos +3 if Russell Wilson plays. If he doesn't, just give me the Jags on the money line. Over-under's 39.5. Funny thing is, yeah, we're going the under with that. The Broncos, the curse is 16. They either get to 16 or they ain't scoring 16. Like, they just had 9 this past week. They let the Jets score 16 on them. Like, that's the thing. The defense is still really good. If Russ is, again, we're going with the under. If Russ is here, then we're taking the Broncos +3. If not, then take Jaguars on the money line. On to the Panthers, the newly won Panthers versus the Falcons. Falcons are 5.5-point favorites. I think I would just take Falcons money line here. Over under is 42, and it's not like the defense is that good. But it's not like the offenses are that good. 42 is also not a lot. It really just takes one team to get rolling here. I think I'd prefer not to pick the over under here. I kind of lean the under a little bit. But I could definitely see this game being like 28-17, which means that'd be a 45. Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't go with I wouldn't bet the over-under in this game, but I lean the under. And then we got the Bears versus the Cowboys. No spread for it yet because I record these Monday night. Maybe I could get an early spread. Cowboys versus Bears. Let's just go with odds. All right. As of right, no way. They're giving the Cowboys 10.5. Oh, that's a lot. I mean, it's scary because I think they could clear that. I would just go Cowboys money line. Like Bears, based on how they played recently, you're tempted to go 10.5, but remember, Dallas is a much better defense than the Patriots, so just go Dallas money line. Over under is 42.5. And I think I'm taking the under there, man. Like I said, man, the under is where it's at. Miami Dolphins are 3-point favorites against the Detroit Lions. I'm taking the Dolphins with the points. Give it to me. On top of that, we got the over-under being 50.5 because we know Jared Goff and that offense ain't no bueno. 50.5, man. That's a lot of points to cover. Oh, do I think the Lions' offense looks so bad right now. Let's just go with the under here. The under on 50.5 seems about right. On to the Cardinals versus the Vikings. Vikings enter 3.5-point favorites. Sounds about right. Kind of tempted to maybe take the Cardinals with the points here. The safer pick is Vikings money line, but I think give me the Cardinals with the points. Over under is 49. And I do see a lot of points potentially being scored here. 49. I would not touch the over-under. I just wouldn't. And then on to the Raiders versus the Saints. Raiders, 2-point favorites. They have to go to the Superdome to get it done. And I'm feeling good about the Raiders here. They're in a lot of must-wins at this point. Could argue the same with the Saints. The Saints, they got to get healthy, though. Defense isn't playing up to snuff. Doesn't surprise me that the over-under is so high at 48. Don't know if I'm going to be touching that with this team. Just because we know that these teams could allow a lot of points. You know what? Go with the over. This is the one time I'm going to be like, go with the over. This is the one time I'm saying go with the over because I think we will see a lot of points in this game. On to the New England Patriots versus the Jets. I'm going to go ahead and get the early odds to that game. As Patriots versus Jets odds. Keep in mind, man, Patriots are coming in pretty, or not the Patriots, but the Jets are coming in pretty beat up. Let's see. All right, so right now, Jets are plus 2.5. I don't know if that's enough for me to take them with the spread. I don't know if that's enough for me to take them over the Patriots. I know they're winning a lot of football games now, but a lot of that's on the heels of the defense. Over under is 41, which sounds about right for this game. If anything, I'm taking the under here. I mean, that's not a lot of points for them to go over with, but I'll take the under. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm tempted to take just the Patriots, but minus 2.5. I might just take Patriots money line. I know the Jets are playing really good football. They're playing winning football, but the offense hasn't inspired me a ton. It's almost akin to what we're seeing with the New England Patriots right now. You know what? Just go with Jets plus. I would just go Jets plus 2. So those are the current odds. I'll be intrigued on how they change. All right, we got the Steelers versus the Eagles. Eagles are 10.5 point favorites. It's tempted to take the Steelers plus 10.5 here, but I think I would just lean Eagles money line. Over under is 43.5. We have seen the Steelers struggle to get going offensively and put points up on the board. So it feels like it could be a case where this will probably hit the under, and I think that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go with the under. We're gonna go with Eagles money line. Tennessee Titans versus the Texans. Tennessee's only a 1.5 favorite, so give me Tennessee in the points. The under for this game looks juicy, even at 40.5. I'm taking that. Then we got the Colts versus the Commanders. The Colts are 3.5 point favorites entering the game. This is the first game with Sam Ellinger. So give me the Commanders plus 3.5, baby. Over under is 40 when you got Tyler Heineke slinging the football around. I feel like this game will hit the over. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think we go for the over in this case. And then, do we? Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with the over. And then we got the Niners versus the Rams. Niners, 1.5 point favorites. I believe they've already faced off against one another, and we know the Rams have a Niners ran the Rams, but the Niners they typically have the Rams number, but this is a case where I feel good taking the Rams plus 1.5. They're coming off the bye, and this is at home, and they need to get wins. They are legitimately fighting for the division. The Seahawks are ahead of them. Over under is 43. I don't think I'm going to touch that. On to the Giants versus the Seahawks. Seahawks 3-point favorites. If I've learned anything, I've learned to bet on the Giants at this point plus 3.5. This is going to be a fun game. Like straight up. This is going to be a fun game. So we're gonna go with Giants plus 3.5. They're likely Seahawks will be down DK Metcalf this game. Over unders 45. We know that the Giants like to get it done in these gritty performances where it's like the game total's like 40, 43. So I'm tempted to take the under here. It's just that Seahawk offense is just so good. Yeah, I don't think I'm touching over and under, but I'll take the Giants plus 3.5. Packers versus the Bills. Bills enter the game 10.5 point favorites. Packers got a lot to figure out. I don't think this is the right week to have it. Typically, I don't like these big spreads unless I really like the team, the underdog, and I really don't like the Packers at this point. Can they figure it out against the Bills? I don't think so. And this is a rare case where I'm going to go with, I was just going to say Bills money line, but let's throw balls to the wall. Bills plus the points. Let's do it. Over-under is 47.5. I imagine they'll go over that. But again, I don't really trust that Packers offense, so I would not touch the over-under right now. And then Monday night, we got the Bengals versus the Browns. Bengals enter 3.5 point favorites. Tempted to take that. Browns do have to win. They're in a win now mode if they want to stay competitive till Watson gets back. I don't think that'll be the case. We did see the Browns just only lose by 3 to the Bengals. So maybe you just take the Bengals on the money line. Over unders 47.5. I know the Bengals been putting up a lot of points recently. That's still a big number to get over, especially considering that they might be down Trey Hendrickson, depending on the injury. Maybe not touch the over under, but I'm taking Bengals on the money line. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing. As always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.